Destiny sued over cybersexual harassment, state court documents. The Florida-based live streamer and YouTube personality known as Destiny, or Stephen Bunnell II, was accused of sharing sexual content of a woman without her consent or knowledge. A federal lawsuit filed in the Southern District of Florida on Tuesday alleged Destiny, whose real name is Stephen Bunnell II, sent a sexual video to a random fan, who then spread it to various websites. A Jane Doe identified in the lawsuit only by her influencer name, Pixie, had a sexual encounter with Bunnell in 2020. According to the complaint, the lawsuit said that Pixie was a smaller content creator with 15,000 followers on X and 10,000 followers on our live stream platform Twitch, compared to Bunnell's 840,000 on YouTube subscribers and 700,000 followers he accumulated on Twitch before his account was banned. Both Pixie and Destiny created politically oriented content. Bunnell was accused of sending the sexual video to a fan identified as Rose in 2022. 2 years later, the video appeared on an online message board, Kiwi Farms, and spread to other sites, whose captions listed the video's subject as Pixie and Destiny and garnered tens of thousands of views, according to the complaint. Attorneys for Pixie claimed the leaked video went viral across social media. The lawsuit alleges that Bunnell admitted to sharing the video in a Discord message when confronted by Pixie in November 2024. Quote, there shouldn't be, no, Bunnell said when he asked if he shared additional videos of Pixie, according to the complaint. Quote, I'm so sorry, there's literally no excuse. I've had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. The plaintiff's attorney alleged she received hundreds of insulting and harassing messages as a result of the leak and claimed Bunnell's followers discussing the leaks on the different accounts falsely claimed the plaintiff exchanged sex for professional growth and favors from Bunnell, court documents said. The lawsuit claimed that Bunnell also made disparaging comments about Pixie, including claims that she was, quote, just after his money. The lawsuit laid out additional complaints against Bunnell, including allegations that approximately 15 women reached out to the plaintiff. This was new news, by the way. I mean, this is alleged, but apparently 15 other women approached Pixie to say that they had either been offered or received the non-consensual material themselves. 15. To tell that they had received sexual explicit images from Bunnell of other women without the women's consent in the wake of the video leak. Last month, Bunnell reportedly told his followers that his only crime was being too much of a slang term for someone who was deeply engaged in excessive adult X-rated content consumption. Is gooner missed out? Too much of a gooner. Sometimes in a compulsive or obsessive manner, according to the complaint. The videos disclosed by Bunnell were of a private nature and were never intended for public distribution. Defendant's actions have caused the plaintiff severe emotional distress, humiliation, reputational harm. Plaintiff's career as a political streamer has been adversely affected, and her aspirations of being elected for office have been greatly diminished. Attorneys for Pixie allege Bunnell violated a federal revenge porn law and a Florida cyber sexual harassment law. They also claim Bunnell intentionally inflicted emotional distress upon her and violated her privacy. The lawsuit called for jury trial to determine the monetary amount, if any, needed to compensate Pixie, as well as potential injunctive relief against Bunnell, compensation for the attorney fees, and further relief to which the plaintiff may be entitled. Does that mean this? I assume this entire thing will, if it goes all the way and isn't settled out of court before the trial date, would be going to a jury trial rather than one that's just going to be overseen by a judge. On September 12th, 2020, after multiple conversations about consent and boundaries, plaintiff engaged in sexual relations with Bunnell. Plaintiff was inexperienced and only had physical relations with one other person prior to Bunnell. This was the only time the plaintiff and Bunnell had sexual relations. During this one occasion, Bunnell recorded videos of plaintiff and him engaging in sexual conduct. Unbeknownst to the plaintiff at the time, on October 4, 2022, Bunnell disseminated through electronic means one of the videos to a 19-year-old woman who uses the screen name Rose. Rose was a random fan of Bunnell's on his Discord platform that reached out to him on Discord. Bunnell had never met Rose. Despite not knowing Rose and not even knowing her real name, Bunnell intentionally shared the video with Rose without the plaintiff's knowledge or consent. On November 29, 2024, the sexually explicit videos of plaintiff that Bunnell had shared with Rose were uploaded to the website. The video also shared on multiple other websites, including blah, blah, blah. Shortly after the video was posted, various friends and random followers of the plaintiff informed her about the dissemination of the video. Some of the messages were very accusatory. She is shocked, humiliated, and mortified by the dissemination of the sexually explicit video. On January 21st, 2025, aware of the impending lawsuit and potential criminal investigation, Bunnell starts destroying evidence, including deleting messages between him and the plaintiff. On January 23rd, 2025, Bunnell receives a letter from the plaintiff's counsel informing him of the plaintiff's intent to sue and demanding that he preserve all evidence. On January 23rd, 2025, Bunnell begins publicly harass and defame the plaintiff. He posts in his group chat called DGG with multiple people that the plaintiff and Pixie is just after money. On January 23rd, 2025, Bunnell also posts on the website destiny.gg and his DG chat that Pixie and the people behind her just want money, so there's no point in going after the hacker. He's probably some broke loser anyway, so they aren't even mentioning him. Over 1,000 people potentially viewed this defamatory post. Bunnell's attempt to divert blame from himself and cast blame on an alleged hacker is directly contradicted by his own prior explicit written admission admission to the plaintiff that he intentionally shared the videos and by text messages with Rose, in which he tells her the video with the young girl that he will send her. Bonnell continues defaming and harassing the plaintiff on his website. He implies the plaintiff is trying to milk him and that she's not going after anybody else that might have allegedly been involved in the leak of the videos because she can't milk as much money out of those targets. Potentially over 1,000 people have seen this post. In or around January 2025, approximately 15 women reached out to the plaintiff to tell her that they received sexually explicit images from Bonnell of other women without the women's consent. 3 of these women also tell the plaintiff that Bonnell deleted their chat threads after January 23, 2025. Upon information and belief, multiple women, including Melissa Goranson and Stasia, have recently come forward and publicly alleged that Bonnell has released sexually explicit videos of them without their consent. Upon information and belief, these images were posted to different pornography websites without their consent. A woman with a screen named Cherry recently found that Bonnell had secretly made unauthorized audio recordings of their sexual interaction and then had distributed it to multiple people without her knowledge or consent. Bonnell has retaliated against Cherry by publicly posting private messages during a time when she was suffering a mental health crisis. On January 23, 2025, Bonnell begins a smear campaign against the plaintiff and tells his followers that the plaintiff is only interested in getting money from him. Over 1,000 of his followers could have seen this post. He also tells his followers that his only crime was being too much of a gooner. The word gooner is slang for someone who is deeply engaged in excessive adult X-rated content consumption, sometimes in a compulsive or obsessive manner. I guess, yeah, you got to specify that for the courts because some of this might go right over the heads of either the jury or the judge. On January 24, 2025, another female political streamer talks about Bonnell's sharing of the video. She informs her followers that Destiny and Stephen Bonnell had recorded conversation with her without her knowledge or consent. She alleges that after their personal relationship deteriorated, he became publicly hostile towards her, and then later he posted to his followers that he has the recording and that he could publish it. Then on February 9, 2025, after posting a link to a clip of her talking about sharing this video, Bonnell retaliated against her by posting private sexual text messages between them to his community chat group. On or around January 26, 2025, a follower of Bonnell contacted the plaintiff and informs her that even after the video was published on November, that Stephen Bonnell offered to send videos of her. A few days later, another follower posted a direct message with Bonnell. After the messages go public, Bonnell deletes the messages with broken attempt to cover it up. I mean, this is very well cataloged, not to mention like they're adding, you know, a lot of new information post the initial announcement of the lawsuit of both him attacking the victims and then trying to cover up or delete a lot of the evidence. Defendant has admitted that he disclosed the video to Rose, and there's evidence that he also disclosed it to other people with the plaintiff's consent. The defendant could have, as she should have, expected that the videos would then be publicly disclosed and disseminated to hundreds of thousands of people online, which is exactly what foreseeably occurred. On January 30th, 2025, Destiny admits that he has been actively deleting evidence of his wrongdoing, specifically his messages with multiple women who have claimed that he shared sex videos with them without the participants' consent. On February 8th, 2025, Bonnell posts on X that he agrees with another post that claims the plaintiff is extorting him. On and around February 9th, 2025, Bonnell makes another defamatory post on X, again telling his followers that the plaintiff only cares about getting money from him. He also informs all of his followers that the video can still be seen on this website. The post has over 1 million views as of this date. The videos disclosed by Bonnell were of a private nature and were never intended for public distribution. Defendant's actions have caused plaintiff severe emotional distress, humiliation, reputational harm. Plaintiff's career as a political streamer has been adversely affected, and her aspirations of being elected for office have been greatly diminished. I think this is relatively new. Pixie made a statement. Destiny is implying that I'm guilty of the same crime he is. This is false. The guy was my ex who consented to sharing. I was not recording random one-night stands. Destiny knows the truth. He's taking screenshots out of context in an attempt to twist the narrative. She posted, "Do you have any cute pics of it? Also, I made a bad life decision. The guy I'm currently am in love with was encouraging me to contact people I've talked sexually with before, so I contacted the guy who played me a long time ago because other than you, he's the only other one who knows about me in that context, and now I'm kind of sad about it. Yes, I'm still talking to that one guy, lol. I have feelings for him, rip, and he won't get super mad if I visit you in LA, so long as I talk to him about it before and I'm honest with him. No one knows either on my end except when I'm an ex-boyfriend. I trust you and believe you. Do you think they're going to make a bunch of stuff up? Jesus Christ, where do you get this info? Is Max claiming it or Lav or both? I can see Lav making it up from thin air, but I feel like Max takes a sliver of information and twists it until it becomes a new monster creature. Pixie goes on to say, I hate the fact that I'm being forced to humiliate myself like this. I was sexually struggling with my ex, suggesting me experiment with others to see if it can increase my confidence. I wanted to make my partner happy, but I didn't want to try things with random people, so I chose someone who was an expert with consent and boundaries. I chose someone I thought I could trust. Now you've decided to violate my privacy not only once but twice by posting my private sexual messages with you. I never wanted people to know about my sexual struggles in the past. I never wanted to litigate my sex life. This was supposed to be private. The details of my sex life are supposed to be for my partner and me only, not random strangers on the internet. Destiny, you were the second person I ever slept with. I thought I could trust you. Now you're using intimate details of my life against me. I need you to stop. You've already shared some of my most intimate moments for the world to see. Why are you forcing me to share more? What do you gain from this? And yeah, I mean, this is also pretty horrifying. Classic, now trying to attack the victims, both attacking Pixie and attacking Cherry, posting, the leaked DMs or screenshots or stuff like that, forcing Pixie to have to defend herself against these new accusations. This is one of those situations where even if it was the case that Pixie had committed the same crime as Destiny, which she hasn't, but even if it was the case, there's no such thing as the perfect victim. I know that the idea of now trying to just tarnish the reputation of the women in both cases, Cherry said that she was recorded without her knowledge, and then that recording was shared with third parties, and Pixie, in her case, had sexual material shared without her consent to third parties. Both of those are their own, horrifying crimes in and of themselves. And then to try and be like, well, these people have done either bad things in the past, or they've said bad things in the past, or they've, indicated themselves to not be mentally well. All of that, it only serves to basically attack the victims, to try and ruin their credibility, which when weaponized can be very effective online as well. So that's also really scary.
Out people's, I don't think it's enough to cut out negative people from your life. I think you have to cut out everybody.
I don't watch Destiny. When did this start? Like, I know he owns guns, but has he always been someone who needs to, like, showcase his arsenal in the background? Was that always the thing?
That's peripheral to those people as well. I could have done it more aggressively. I'll definitely be doing it going forward. But I've also done it, it was kind of already happening organically anyway because I wasn't hanging out with a lot of people, so. But I think it's really important to not keep around, because stuff started to connect in the background of this in terms of different types of people where I'm like, I don't even know you guys are like, and I don't know, they're like scheming with each other. I'm like, the fuck? It is what it is. To be fair, you haven't put on a sorry tone to be throughout any of this. Like, do you genuinely feel bad for what you did, right? I'll talk more about this tomorrow. The biggest issue with people who are saying like, you have to have an apologetic tone or whatever, is people want me to be apologetic for being like a sex cult rapist groomer person. No, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. Does this include talking about the Cherry stuff? I think I will. I want like everything is built off of the Pixie stuff. So I want to like have this done before I move to another, because as soon as I move to the next thing, there's just going to be a whole bunch of autistic shit that spawns from that as well. So it's just, I'm trying to do this like compartmentalized. Do you feel betrayed by Lonerbox? No, I think Lonerbox was in like an impossibly fucked position. I felt, like I said, I reached out to Verse and I was like, hey, shit is fucked. Like, we don't have to do content. It's cool. I understand. Especially because I think Pixie, lied to him about us ever having hooked up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that impacted them or not though. Or not that it matters, I guess, because apparently they're not.
I feel this is like similar to the Alex Jones trial in that like people are going to continue to make evidence as, Destiny in this case is going to continue to make evidence against him, all the way up into the trial date, unless, something gets settled out of court prior to it all happening.
Watching everyone, this independent series is made entirely possible thanks to our patrons. It was produced by Anna Loves Riley, Arian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Bohem, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demmel, and Words Greenwood. Not to mention all the other patrons you now see on screen. We couldn't have done this show without you. If you can help support the show, please check out patreon.com/the Serfs to unlock bonus secret episodes as well as get the content before anyone else.